Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I wanted to share a couple of things. I have a new journal that is in the shop. There's just one of these for right now. I love this little journal. I made it as I was finishing up the digital kit, and the digital kit called She Walks with Nature is also available in the shop now. So in order to tell you about the digital kit and to just share what it looks like, I wanted to make a journal and just show you how it turned out. I love this journal and some of the thoughts behind it. Again, it's got a quilt cover, and this is another old quilt that I purchased. I love the fabric in this. This one is loved and worn. You can see the stain here. On the inside, the quilt is plaid. This was what the back looked like. It has a pocket here, and you can see this stitching that I did all across the edge of the pocket so that you don't get too much of this batting showing. There is a reason this is here, and I will get to that. On the outside, and this was tied with just some cotton string, heavy cotton string. We have just 2 holes punched into the pages here. It's not a pamphlet stitch. It's just, made it very, very easy to punch the awl in from the inside. I did have to rethread the needle because I threaded one side in, took the needle off, and then the other side. So that's such an easy way to stitch pages in. I wanted this to look like marbles that this girl's brother might have or that she might have. This has a very farm, country, garden style theme. I love this flower pot on the front. That's from some fabric I bought not too long ago. I also sewed on these metal rings, just thinking about what you might find laying around a farm. This would be so cute to put a little lock on, like a diary. Or you could tie some lace or thread or yarn through this ribbon, velvet ribbon, anything, a little piece of cotton, gauze, white lace, anything would be pretty. And I put the strings a size so that you can pull them straight up and they will be up above the journal so that you can work in it. This journal is a little bit different because I did use quilt to make the pocket inside, and it lifted up this bottom part of the journal. So I went ahead and cut a little tab sort of piece, and I love this. It had a hole in it. I had to stitch that up here. You can see what the back of the quilt looked like. And one of the stitches goes through here. You could put safety pins through here and just whatever you want to do with this, but it did make it a little more even. Now, you still have some space under here. It's not drastic. This is just what came out of my imagination, so it is what it is. You have this beautiful botanical fabric on the inside, and I truly love that fabric. The kit, She Walks with Nature, there are 2 pages of journal cards, and I will show you all of those. They print out quite nicely, I think, and you can stick those throughout the journal to journal on or whatever you want to do with those. This prints has 2 sheets, and one sheet has got the 4 flowers here. Those are from Vintage Flower Prints. And then on this one, we've got these 4. And those are from old botanical prints. And then this is from an 1800s ledger that I have that had actually pressed flowers laid on top of the pages to create this. I can't remember if these botanical elements were in a different book or in that book, but they came from a really old book as well. It has 25 individual pages, which gives you 50 pages if you count, 1, 2, and then if you count front and back, it's about 100 pages to work on. This is called the cover page. It says, "Every walk with nature gives her far more than she seeks." So the way I did it, I printed out the 8 pages, then I turned them over, making sure they're going to be facing the right way, and then I printed 2 each of 4 different background pages. So that gave me 8 pages front and back, like this. Then I have 8 plain pages of paper, all different kinds, and then 8 different patterned pieces of paper. So that's from the kit, and you can see that background. I printed that one twice, and there's more plain paper and then some patterned paper, another of the kit pages, and then some plain paper. Love this scrapbook paper. That's from the kit, Birds and Bees, if you please. This kit was designed to be really, really faint. I wanted it very muted so that you would be able to write on top of it. Love this one. This is from an old image that I have, and these botanical elements as well. And then the back on that is so faint. I think you can see it, but you could definitely write on top of that or work on top of that. I love that scrapbook paper. There is another journal kit page and more blank paper, more scrapbook paper. There's another page from the kit. You can see the background there, and then plain paper, and then patterned paper. Another page from the kit, and then some plain paper and patterned paper, and then we come to the centerpiece, and I love this paper. You can see what I'm talking about here with the binding. So I punched a hole here, threaded my needle, pulled that through with some pliers, took the needle off, and then threaded this end and punched it through and pulled it through this way with the pliers. I have to use pliers because this string is really thick and heavy. And you know, this is meant to look very rustic, very farm-like, and something homemade. So then going in the other direction, you're just going to see the opposite sides of the journal pages and then the opposite sides of the kit pages. That's one of the pages from the digital kit. And that's one of my favorites. I really like that. That's from an old cigar label or cigar box. Those of you watching and listening, I am trying to catch up on all correspondence, emails. All packages have gone out at this point. I do work late some evenings, so sometimes packages go to the post office after it's closed, which means it's going to get picked up the next morning. I love this. She Walks with Nature. I know that I owe some of you letters, emails, acknowledgement. I've received some really beautiful happy mail through the holidays. Very, very grateful and thankful for that. Just know that I am definitely playing catch up. There's been a lot going on top of working here, working at the Scrap Exchange, and you know, I have 4 children. They're very independent. I'm very, very fortunate that they all have, you know, a really strong work ethic, and they want to be independent. I'm really glad for that. I miss them. I do. You know, it seems like one day all of your kids are home and you're a full-time mom, dropping them off, picking them up, and then you wake up one morning and they're all adults and you're almost completely unplugged. I do help one of my sons with my grandchildren a few nights a month, but I have that going on. There's another grandbaby on the way, and then meetings at work, holiday parties, family get-togethers. Just know that if you feel like you should have heard from me and you haven't, for whatever reason, I have not forgotten about you. I'm just really, really busy, and sometimes I feel like I can't come up for air when I want to. Sometimes I have to wait until someone gives me the okay that, yeah, you can go do that now. This is probably my favorite. I love this dress. This is from a really, really old image that I have. In nature, nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. That's a quote from Alice Walker. So here we are at the back. You have the other side of this pocket. In fact, let's take one set of these and put them in the front. And let's take the other set and put them in the back. And I just like this little thing here. I don't know why. I thought, well, you know what? It is what it is. You might want a dashboard or a piece of paper to write on. A dashboard is the dashboard is a fancy word for having something to fit between the pages to write on. You could make one yourself out of some heavy cardstock, or just use, here's one of the image zines. You definitely are going to want something if you journal on this side, because you have this unevenness on the page. In fact, maybe I will come up with something to send out with this. I think I have some heavy cardstock in the house. I'm going to stop because it's time for me to go inside. I just wanted to show you this journal. I love the way this turned out. I love these little rings right here. I wasn't sure about putting those on, but now that they're there, I love these so much. I just want to hold this journal. I just want to sit and hold it and say, you know what, I love you, Quilt, wherever you've been. Whose house were you in? What children did you take care of? How many picnics did you entertain? I just love this journal. So there's that. That is in the shop. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.